All right, here. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, bet. We finna go ahead and kick it off now. Um, yeah. Shalom, shalom. Shawab, if you here, shalom. I know, I know. He said he was gonna come back later on, Lord willing, right? So we're going to jump into it. Shalom, sister unique. We're going to go ahead and jump into it. Lord willing, Malachi is able to join us here soon. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God Yahweh by Hashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. Going over examine thyself. I tried to go over it last week, but things came up to where I had to cut the video very prematurely. Had to cut it, wasn't able to do it. Here go Malachi right here, boom.
Shalom.
Shalom. So like I was saying, I had to cut the video prematurely, but it's fine. We're back here yet again, right? I'm gonna kind of touch on some of the same things in the beginning that I touched on last time. Um, you gotta examine yourself, right? You're always gonna have this kind of topic in Israel. Somebody's always it stays on a kind of a rent cycle or a recycle, right? It's gonna keep getting cycled back into the conversation. There's always this breakdown is always going to be cycled back in, right? It's a reason for that. Somebody out here needs this. Somebody needs to hear examine yourself. There's always going to be somebody that needs to hear that. I think it might be in Galatians, I think, where he said, "Let him that standeth take heed lest he fall." You got to take heed because if you think you're standing and you're comfortable and you're fine being where you're at and you become complacent, and then to a certain extent you become, you know in a sense, lazy or lackadaisical because you're fine with where you're at. You inevitably have a fall coming your way. You inevitably have a fall coming your way. I'm gonna go over the same example as to why I needed this, right? Shalom, Captain Jeremiah. I'm gonna go over the same example. Salaki, go ahead. Somebody want to say something?
Shalom, Cap.
No. I'll go over the same example that I went over last week about how I was in the truth. It was about 2 years ago. I was in the truth, and I could feel myself kind of slipping and falling away from the truth. Me myself, I was slipping and kind of falling away from the truth. I didn't. There was a point where I was like, I don't even know what else to learn anymore. It feel like I reached my peak. I peaked out. I don't know what to learn. I don't know what to study. I don't know what to do. Nothing is kind of interesting. And then I turned on one of Araya's breakdowns because that's what I do. Whenever I'm trying to jumpstart my spirit again, I turn on the brother's breakdown, right? And I'm talking about Araya from WFI. I turn on the breakdown and I try to jumpstart my spirit again because it's like, damn, I don't got no motion. It ain't no motion going on right now. I need some motion, right? I need some motion. So I turned on the video. Slocky, does somebody want to say something? Somebody want to get in?
Yeah, I don't want you to forget your point though. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna forget it. I go ahead.
All right, kind of. Hey, when you spoke on motion, that was pretty powerful because whenever you're dealing with streams of water or a body of water, it needs to have motion. If it's stagnant, if it's not moving, then the water becomes dirty. It's not drinkable. It's not inhabitable by different species. Fish not really in there. Everything dead if it's stagnant. So your spirit gotta be, you gotta have motion on a spiritual level. In the world, we say, like, people say, the brother got motion. He might be getting money. He might be, hustling, whatever the case may be. But on the spiritual level, you got to have motion. Your spirit always got to be moving. It can't be stagnant and still. Next thing you know, you're not in the spirit. You're out the spirit. So definitely keep your spirit in motion by any means. Whatever you got to do, keep growing, keep moving. If you're not growing, you're not just at a plateau. If you're not growing and your spirit not waxing mightier, you're not learning, and you're really going backwards. That's really the reality of it a lot of times. I yield.
Yeah, that's a fact. You always want to be in a state of growing. The Most High God likens us to trees. Trees is always in motion. Trees is always doing something, growing leaves, growing new branches. You want to be growing, bringing forth fruit. The tree that brings forth no fruit is hewn down. So you want motion. So I turned on a Rise video. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something in that point in time what I needed to hear. It increased my faith. I needed to hear it, and it jump started my spirit again. It had me moving in the spirit again, like, damn. It was an eye opener. And I actually had to go back and examine myself, examine what I needed to be doing, how I needed to be doing it, rework my mind because my mind was gapped, right? Like Malachi always say, you got to change your mindset. My mindset was gapped to not gapped, it was capped. There we go. My mindset was capped to where I was stuck and I was like, there's nothing else I can learn. That's a foolish thought. That was a foolish thought. But when you look back into when you first came into the truth and you're on fire and you learning everything to where you're at now, is sometimes it will feel like that. It's like, damn, it's not easy learning like it used to be. Well, no, it's just that's just not how it works, right? But I had to go back and examine myself. So these lessons are going to forever be on recycle. They're forever going to be profitable. They're going to be profitable because you always have to examine yourself in every way of walk. You have to examine yourself if you're being a good husband. You have to examine yourself if you're being a good father. You have to examine yourself if you're being a good wife. You have to examine yourself if you're being a good mother. You have to examine yourself if you're being a good brother, a good sister, a good son, a good daughter. You have to examine yourself if you're being a servant of the Most High, or if you're being a servant of Satan. If you're being a servant of righteousness or a servant of unrighteousness. You know what you have to do? You have to examine yourself.
Very so.
Go ahead, King.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 139 and verse 23. Psalms 139, verse 23. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting. This scripture is so powerful. My dad used to always sing this. He made a song out of it, and it always stuck with me. This scripture always stuck with me. You want the Most High God to search out your heart. You want him to know your thoughts. Why though? You want him to try your thoughts. Why though? To see if there's any wicked in you. That way, it's just like examining yourself. That way, if you find some uncleanness in you or some wickedness in you, it'll be searched out. The Most High God to help you find it. This is something you can ask the Most High. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And if there's any wicked in me, lead me in the way of everlasting. So if there's something in you that's wicked, you want the Most High God to shine light on it, because we still in a time of repentance. You want to try and search out all of the things that's bad in you now and get ahead. It's better for you to kind of correct yourself than for the Most High to come correct you. I'm telling you, you want to get the heads up on it quicker. I would rather fix something myself than for the Most High to come fire me up. I'm gonna get one more scripture so that brothers can understand this concept is in the Bible. It's in Corinthians chapter 11. Let me see. I'm checking if it's First Corinthians. Okay, correct. First Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 31. It says, "For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged." If we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. That's hot. If we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. Meaning, if you would examine yourself, correct yourself, judge yourself, take care of business, see a problem, fix a problem, see a problem, solve a problem. If you would take care of those things, you don't have to have the Most High God come into your life and make something drastic happen for you to start fixing something. Don't wait for the Most High to come spank you for you to start getting in order. That's why the Lord said Israel is a stiff-necked and hard-headed people. It's like we only want to fix stuff when the Lord come fire us up, come discipline us. No, get ahead of the curve. Because you want to serve the Most High God in spirit and in truth. You want to be a servant to the Most High. You want to be found upright and righteous. That's how much it got to mean to you, to where you going and tackling problems before the Most High God come whoop you. Right? I yield with that.
That's a fact. You always want to handle certain things before, before somebody got to get on to you about it. That was one thing my mama taught me. Handle stuff before somebody have to say something. Because I don't want anybody saying anything to me. That's what my mama lived by. I don't want nobody saying anything to me. I don't want to get in trouble. That's how you should be. Handle it before somebody else gets to you. There was a Elamite man, an older guy, old elder dude, and he had on his little turban and stuff, and he was sitting there saying, your nose is directly above your mouth. Directly above your mouth. You can smell everybody in the room, but you can't even smell your own breath. That should let you know that we're not focused on ourselves. We're focused on everything that everybody else is doing. It's so easy for us to examine everybody else than it is for us to examine ourselves. You can't even smell your breath and your breath hot. Your breath hot. Whole room
I,
can smell your breath. Go ahead. What's up?
I got to throw the precept on there for you.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 1. It says, "Judge not that you be not judged, for with what," it says, "for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not that the beam is in thine own eye?"
God, that's a fact. That's a powerful precept because you're worried about everybody else. First off, he said, with what measure of judgment you meet shall be met unto you. So if you're sitting here condemning people, like Paul went over in Romans chapter 2, that's like this. Let's say Malachi ate pork. Malachi does not eat pork, but let's say he does eat pork, and I eat pork, but I catch him in the act of eating pork, and I'm kind of going to him like, "Hey, brother, you gonna die." Give me Leviticus 11:7. Grab me Isaiah 66. Grab me disobeying God. Grab me this. Grab me the lake of fire, because this brother is disobeying God. But I'm not examining myself. I'm just examining him. This nigga out here eating pork. Then I go home and slap down some bacon. What? That's called a hypocrite. That's hypocrisy. I didn't even examine myself. He said, behold, why are you worried about the beam or the mote that's in my eye, but you got a beam in yours?" Meaning what? Somebody can have a small piece of wood in their eye, a small piece of wood. But the Lord said, man, you got a damn branch in your eye. I got a whole branch in my eye, and I'm trying to help this brother. Hey, look, brother, you can't be. I told you not to be walking through there, man. I told you to put down the cigarettes, man. Meanwhile, I myself is smoking cigarettes. This is why a lot of people in Israel need to stop doing so much talking. You got a lot of people in Israel that do more talking than they do walking. You got a lot of people in Israel that do more condemning and less forgiving and being less merciful. You got a lot of people in Israel who don't hear the matter, just condemn. Me and Mahar went over the story with the girls the other day. We was reading Susanna. We were reading Susanna, and guess what? All Israel needed to hear was, "Hey, she was found in adultery." Guess what? All Israel believed. Oh, she was found in adultery. Now you got people talking. Now you got people talking, 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 talking. What no proof brought out. Just said it. It's a good example of that. Great example. Some brothers that may be at P. Diddy parties. They get caught at the party, all of a sudden they homosexuals, they did this and they did that. Israel, that's not how God's judgment works. It's not how God's judgment works. You've been in sin all week and you ready to condemn him for being at a P. Diddy party. Am I saying that there's not freaky stuff going on at that party? No, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't care. That's what they got going on. They gonna be destroyed if they got it going on, and they probably still gonna be destroyed if they don't got it going on because they ain't keeping commandments. So that's on them. But us as a people, we can't just hear something and then tag along with the wave. That's against the law. Scriptures say, jump on a bandwagon on the shaky air.
Say something. Say something. Yo. I don't know if it's my connection or his. Well, okay. I see your. I see what you say, your mind. I'm copying your mind. You said you can't hear him. Can y'all hear me? I got 1 bar 5G. I'm hoping.
Hold on real quick. Let me get it to where it's connected to my app. Say something.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
I'm good.
Yo.
Yeah.
All right. We cooking with some grease. Can I bring this out?
Go ahead.
Okay, come. Exodus chapter 23 and verse 2. It says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest in judgment." So you don't want to just go with everybody's saying. You want to actually search out a matter. You want to actually know what's going on, right? I'm gonna read verse 1. I read 23 and 2. I'm gonna read 23 and 1. It says, "Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness." So when you read in these laws, it's gonna give you the wisdom that you need to move righteously. You don't want to just immediately jump the gun in judgment. That's not a good practice. That's actually gonna get you in sin. So you gotta be wise and use wisdom. Don't do that.
That's a fact. I was talking to this one girl, and she was like, this dude got, he committed adultery. I said, how do you know? Because such and such told me. I said, how do they know? Because you know him and he was messing with it. And nah, nah, do y'all know? Or is it because, that's just what he be doing? Like, is this, did he admit it? Is this some proven stuff? I'm not just going to say buddies in adultery. I'm not just going to call that. I know better. You want to know why? Because the same judgment is going to be met unto you. What
Right.
if the Lord came down and was just like, all right, real quick. What if the Lord came down and was just like, you know, Aharon, you've been doing drugs all your life. I'm like, what? That's quite the contrary. I haven't been doing drugs actually damn near ever in my life. What do you mean? And the Lord say, well, I heard such and said you was doing drugs. And I'm like, no, that's not true. And he condemned me anyway, because that's how I judged other people. The Lord can do that. I judged other people that way. Well, nah, they did. I heard. That's what I always got to figure out first. Did you hear them say some shit, or did they prove it? If they didn't prove it, we can talk about it some more. We can get down to the bottom of it. But if there's no proof on the table, I'm not calling it something that I don't know. I'm not calling it that. That's false judgment. That's bad, and you need to examine yourself. Go ahead, Malachi.
Hey, that was hot, man. I hope that didn't go over people's head, man. The Lord can do that to you the same way you tried to judge somebody else off something you heard, something that might not be true, something that's not proven. The Lord can do that to you. He can do that. Get down like that. But yeah, that was hot. But what I wanted to say in the book of Proverbs, it speak about a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor. Right? You can let's deal with that. Like a hypocrite, right? You judging somebody for something that you guilty of yourself, right? Uh, that's all the way off. Let's just start there. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain spirit. You do got to rebuke brothers and sisters. It's a certain spirit you're supposed to pull up on them in. I believe that's Galatians 6:1. If your brother be overtaken in a fault, you're supposed to meet him with meekness. You still got to correct them, but you can't be no hypocrite, bro. You can't be trying to tell him he finished. If he finished, then you finished, right? So it says a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor. You out here going off hearsay and Israelite gossip, and you calling niggas adulterers. You saying this brother doing. You heard this and that. And the book of Proverbs, it teach you it's wise to hold your peace and be quiet sometimes. You could be raising up a slander. The other day we was chopping it up because we be chopping up sometimes, and I had made a joke.
Can you hear him? He's breaking
No,
up
I
on mine.
can't. Yeah, I can't hear him.
Yeah, the last thing I heard was he had made a joke.
You say what?
The
Malachi.
last thing we heard was you had made a joke.
So I had made a joke, and when I had made the joke, I'm like, damn, I shouldn't even have made that joke because the wrong person might have heard it, thought I was serious, so on and so forth. But you can really bring slander on somebody, right? Undeservingly. right? You can slander your neighbor, and that's not something you want to do, right? Nor do you want to be a hypocrite. So, like you for being long-winded. It's wise to be quiet sometimes.
That's a fact. You try to teach this to be responsible. Be responsible with your mouth. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Be responsible with your mouth. One person say this, such and such committed adultery or such and such committed a murder. Now the whole town believe it. It don't take. You don't gotta prove nothing to Israelites, and that's sad. You don't gotta prove nothing. I can make a video right now, entitle it "Such and Such Caught in Adultery." The video can
Precept.
have nothing to do with him getting caught in adultery, but everybody is going to believe that this person was caught in adultery because they just read the title. Go ahead.
Yeah, many men will be persuaded off that. This is First Peter chapter 4, verse 15. It says, "But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters." So this go back to the law. You don't want to be in everybody else's business. You got to actually examine yourself. Are you moving in that kind of spirit? Are you throwing around rumors? It's not your business. You know what I'm saying? You got people who have zero business to be in other people's business. Now, it is an understanding out there, like if you're a leader of a church or you the leader of somebody where you in they business a little bit, you know what's going on here a little bit, and you trying to help them through it. That right there is understandable. You somebody's leader. You overseeing somebody. You're responsible for somebody. But ain't no way in hell you got the busybody spirit on you for no reason. You got to check that spirit. Make sure y'all examine yourselves on that. I don't want to beat that too much, but this is something you definitely want to examine, and you got to always check in and make sure the spirit ain't resting on you and just kicking it at your spot. You known for having the tea and the juice on everything, and you know that's not the right spirit. That is not a good spirit. That's an evil spirit. It really is an evil spirit to have on you. Because what's that going to do whenever you're a busybody? You're going to be stirring up strife, stirring up division, causing discord. When you read Proverbs, the 6th chapter, the 16th verse, and you read down from there, it gives you a list of 6 things that the Most High God hates. And the 7th thing is an abomination, meaning it's filthy and disgusting. But one of those things in that list, it talks about a man or a woman that soweth discord among brethren and sisters. And that's usually the spirit that busybodies have. So you got to make sure you're not accidentally being somebody that the Most High God hates. That's why we examine ourselves before the day of judgment, right? And we're going to get them precepts rolling here in a second. I'll let you do that while I go do this. I'll let you
All
take it
right,
over. I'm going to jump in this pharmacy.
All right,
quick point.
go ahead.
Uh, to add on to what the officer Mahar was saying, I believe in the book of Sirach, it speak about how the tongue done slay more men than the sword. Huh? Your words, people speaking, done kill more men than a weapon of war, than a sword. You got to be careful what you're saying, man. And like the officer Haran has said,
Now, Cal,
life
you
and death is
done?
in the
Cut
power of
out.
the tongue. What's the last thing I said? Can you hear me?
No, Cal. I
Yeah,
can now. I think you cut out. Go ahead.
I got that
I was
precept for you.
saying,
Can
huh?
I
Okay, at the
bring that
water.
precept out for you?
Yes, sir.
Sirach 28:18. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. It's on you.
Y'all heard that? You got to be careful what you're saying. What you say can literally get somebody killed. Something you say could get somebody thrown in jail for the rest of their life. Things of that nature. This is real life. It's not a game. You got to be responsible with your words. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Literally, like you can get somebody killed. You can get somebody spared. You know what I'm saying? It's all what you choose to say.
Yep. Sometimes you gotta put the mirror up to yourself and see what you really look like. See how you really dealing. Not what you show everybody else. We talking about who you truly are. What type of person you truly are. At the end of the day, that's the kind of person that's gonna come out in the end.
Got a
That
precept.
person is gonna come out and wax and wax and wax. Go ahead.
God, this one of your favorite chapters right now. It's hot. Romans chapter 6, verse 13. It says, "Neither yield ye your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin." So your members is going into the different uses of your body parts. You can use your members. You can use your hands, your legs. You can be swift to running into mischief. You know what I'm saying? You can be quick to open up your mouth and speaking evil. These are different members of your body. So don't use the members of your body as tools for sin. Reading on, it says, but yield yourselves unto God, unto Yahweh, as those that are alive from the dead, because you're supposed to be born again. You was dead, but now you've been revived. You've been quickened. You've been made alive. You are a new creature. It says, now that you quicken from the dead, and your members as instruments of righteousness unto the Most High God Yahweh. That was Romans chapter 6 and verse 13. Use your body, use the members that you have as instruments of righteousness. I yield.
So
No,
like,
that's a fact. Wait, King.
um, also to add to that, the book of Proverbs, it teach ponder the path of thy feet and let all thy ways be established. But it's a ponder the path of thy feet. What is that talking about? It's talking about consider your ways. It's talking about think about what you do. It's talking about examine yourself, right? You can say whatever you want to say. You can portray whatever image that you want to portray and show to the outward world. But at the end of the day, a wise man gonna look at the things you do. That's what it's talking about, the path of your feet. It's talking about your actions, what way you're walking in, right? What are the things that you do? The path of your feet, right? That's gonna let you know what a brother or a sister is really about. Because it say by their fruits ye shall know them. So you gotta examine yourself, man. Ponder the path of your feet, man. You can say whatever you want, but look at your actions. Look at your pattern of works and take that into consideration and really examine yourself and make the necessary adjustments, man.
Kind. This is why Paul said in Romans chapter 2, early on, I think it's verse 2, but I could be mistaken. But he says, who art thou, O man, who are inexcusable, who judgest another, but dost thou not judge thyself? Paul said, you are inexcusable, O man, right? You judge another person, you judge and you say this and you say that and you condemning this person and you, but he's saying, do you not judge yourself? Do you not look at yourself? That's one thing that the Lord hates is a hypocrite. Please take a look and a gander at yourself. You want mercy, but you don't show mercy. You want forgiveness. You don't make room for forgiveness. You don't want to be judged, but all you do is judging. That's all you got going on. This is where Christianity gets it wrong, though. Christianity likes to take these kind of verses and be like, see, look, we're all sinners and we're all off. So just don't say anything to anybody. No, that's not what Paul is teaching here. Paul condemned those men that were doing it, saying God gonna get up with you. God is going to judge you as he judged every man according to his works. God judges according to works. That's how he judges. So no, it's not the fact that you don't everybody mess up. Now don't say nothing to nobody and let everybody continue in the state of messing up. No, that's not what's going on here. But you damn sure can't be the person that's an adulterer and you trying to help somebody out on adultery. That's what my mama came to me one time. Cause I sometimes counsel my mama. She's no longer with my father, so I deal with her when it comes to wisdom. And she was like, it's my friend has a son that's a young man, and he needs counsel. And I had to tell her. I said, well, okay, I can help him, but if we run into a problem that I haven't seen yet in my walk of life, I'm not gonna be able to help him. I can find somebody that may be able to help him, but if I haven't been through it myself, I don't know what the hell going on. I wouldn't even put. I'm not even. Why would I counsel that? That's like this. It's like me trying to tell Malachi and Mahar, hey, these are the steps to get rich. You do this, bro, you gonna be rich. And I'm not rich, nigga. Who are you? Examine yourself. Examine yourself. You trying to tell me how to get some bread, and you don't got bread. What are you doing?
So I can.
You know what? Go ahead, King.
You can finish. You can finish.
I was talking shit on myself. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, this is a pro tip. Don't give counsel on stuff that you ain't got no experience dealing with. You ain't got no knowledge on it. You ain't never been through it. You ain't never been through nothing similar. You should have. You should spare your words. You should keep
Yeah.
your words with you. That's wisdom. And you got to examine yourself. Are you constantly giving counsel? Are you constantly giving bad counsel? You the main one speaking when you the one who got the least experience on the topic. This is wisdom 101. So you got to examine yourself. Don't be the person who quick to give advice and counsel and you ain't been through nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You know. So this is a good pro tip right here. Don't give counsel unless you know what's going on for it. Hold your peace. Examine yourself. Hold your peace. You don't know what's going on. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Slow down. A brother asked a question in the chat. Did you see that?
No, sir, I haven't been looking at my phone. You can read it
Okay.
though.
First, he said, "What do I do if I become fearful to continue to serve Yahweh?" He said, "Please answer." Then he said, "I become fearful to serve Yahweh because of what family will say or do to me." And then he said, "Please answer." Hey,
All
Shalom,
right,
that's a good preset. But yeah, that's the question.
all right. So the scriptures in Sirach tell you to prepare yourself for temptation. Prepare yourself for a lot of this stuff that's coming. Um, and I'm gonna be quite frankly with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the brother we talking to, yeah.
I believe so.
All right. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. This is not to be mean. This is not. This is man to man. You got a lot more harsher things coming than what your family is what you think your family is gonna bring upon you, right? When we look in the scriptures, we got men who died for the truth, men who hazarded their lives for Christ's sake. And I'm gonna just be honest. When I first came into the truth, I stopped talking to my family for I think a year or two straight. I'm gonna be honest because that's how much I put the Most High in my life. That I stopped talking to them. They wasn't trying to deal. I stopped talking to them for a little while, and then I reincorporated them back into my life when they figured out how serious I was about the truth. when they figured out I was standing on this. You ain't moving me off of this. We just went over it last week. I believe it was with y'all. It might have been with the girls. I can't remember. We went over the parable about the sower and the sower that sowed the word. And when the persecution arrives, you know, the word gets choked up. The Most High God didn't instill into you a spirit of fear. You got to think about it. We used to be men of war. We used to be men of war and go out and fight for the name of the Most High. So this, I'm gonna call it what it is. This little persecution that you're scared of with your family, you might as well. The best way to deal with it is deal with it.
So like,
Go ahead.
hey, that's excellent counsel right there. The best way to deal with it, bro, is to deal with it. When you got problems, you gotta solve them. You gotta deal with them, right? So this could very well just be a trial of your faith. This is one of the first demons, the first spirits, one of the first trials that brothers that are new to the truth, sisters that are new to the truth, are flooded with persecution from their family. That's a normal thing. So I want to tell you first and foremost that you're not alone. Brothers and sisters have went through this. This is a common issue, bro, and you strong enough to get through it, right? So I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to go read the whole chapter of Matthew 10. That's homework. Matthew chapter 10. You got to go read it. Predominantly the last couple verses, like 30 to the end. That's predominantly what I really need you to focus on. You should probably even write some of these verses out and memorize them. You're gonna need it when you fight things that's going against your faith. When you read Ephesians chapter 6, let's grab it. Let's just read it. That way you can feel it. Ephesians chapter 6. It's a spiritual battle that you fight. Let me show you this. And you got to put on the whole armor of God. So let's start reading from verse. I'm going to just read from verse 12, bro, because you need it. It says, Ephesians 6 and 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in that evil day, having done all to stand. So the times that you tread upon, bro, you do to the truth. Spirits gonna come test you. He's gonna come try you. The Most High God gonna send you actually a worthy servant. It says, so you gotta put your armor on, bro. You're a spiritual, you for real warrior now. That's the mentality you gotta develop. It says, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. So this. You got truth, you got righteousness, and it describes where this armor is located on your body. But you got truth, you got righteousness. It says, in your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. So you got the gospel. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith. Get onto this. Above all, taking the shield of faith. Whenever you got fear to serve the Most High, it's really like a lack of faith, because you don't think the Most High God is going to protect you. You don't think He's going to deliver you. You don't think that the Most High God, you don't trust that the Most High God is going to guide you, because you got too much fear. It's like your fear is starting to overpower your faith. And that's a terrible situation. And you got to muster up the faith. You got to muster up the valor. You got to muster up the strength and depend on the Most High. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith. So faith, the faith part of your armor of God is the shield. Let's keep reading. It says, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. So your faith is what shields you from attacks. And right now, Your family is what's attacking you. You can't get them off of you unless you got faith, bro. You got to get your faith up. You new to the truth. You learned who you are. Congratulations. I'm gonna give you a round of applause. Welcome to the truth, bro. Welcome to the truth. Welcome to the truth. I used to say this all the time. Congratulations. You made it. You learned who you are. You learned what you got to do. You ain't got nothing done though yet, bro. You ain't fought no demons yet. You ain't cut no demons down yet. Congratulations. Welcome to the truth. This is the when your family start looking at you different, treating you different, that's like the welcome party for coming into the truth. Aharon, am I lying?
No, that's a fact.
Hey, Malachi, am I lying?
Malachi
Is
in
he in
here.
there?
No,
Okay,
sir.
kind. I tell you right now, congratulations. Count it all joy. Say Thawada Yahweh and actually thank him for the problems that he's giving you. Because you could have a wave. Thank the most I got for this kind of problem, bro. He said, I'm not new. I've grown comfortable. That's the issue. Well, if you're not new, this is even more of a problem. Because you should have been building yourself up, preparing for this. But everybody's situation can be different. It could look different from mine. It could look different from Aharon's. So I'm not gonna squelch you on it. But if you afraid of what your parents or what your family is gonna do, that's a that's a that's a that's a small thing, man. That's a
Real
small
quick.
thing, right? So you already know Matthew chapter 10.
Salakia.
Hold on, real quick. Let me ask this, brother. How old are you? You don't got to give me an exact number. You can give me, you know what I'm saying, teens. You can say 20s. You can say 30s. You don't got to give me an exact number. Malachi, go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely want to speak to this young man. So I got a strong question for you. You dig what I'm saying? If you afraid of that, which I missed some stuff, so if I'm off on something, correct me. I was just doing a drop. But if you afraid of that, how can the Lord use you? You see what I'm saying? How can the Lord use you if you're afraid of what your family gonna do or what your family gonna think? But on a in a larger sense, what Officer Haran said, you got way more fiery trials coming than that, bro. That's like level one. I mean, I don't know the exact circumstances, so but I know for most brothers that come into the truth, you're gonna have problems with your family. And when it comes to that, this is some advice I do want to give. Don't don't let your zeal for the truth definitely don't damp it down. Definitely don't water it down for nobody, right? But on the other hand, don't disrespect your mama. Don't disrespect your daddy. Don't give people a bad taste in their mouth. Just stay in the spirit. Stay abounding. Stay steadfast. Don't let it knock you off. But don't create more problems for yourself down the line because you do want these people to repent. You know what I'm saying? Whether they do or not, you don't want to give them reasons why they shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to leave a bad taste in their mouth because you was just going too hard. Because I did that. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. Uh Also, yeah, bro, you gotta kind of, man, I don't want to say nothing that's going, bro. You gotta tighten up, bro. You gotta get mighty in the spirit, bro. You can't be afraid of nothing. You can't be afraid of nothing, bro. But the most high.
So like it.
I really, yeah, man. I got a lot to say. It's a lot. Go ahead.
And it's only so much roundabout information that we can give you because we don't know the details. We don't know the details of the situation. So for more hands-on counsel, I would say definitely hit up one of the brothers that's on the panel. You can hit me up on Instagram and tell me what's going on if you want to, and I can help you if I got the answers. But Mahar Rakah, that's my YouTube, or excuse me, my Instagram. Hit me up because we can only give you roundabout information, bro. You said you're not new to the truth, so you should know that the Mosai, or that Yahushua said in Matthew chapter 10, don't put father and mother before me. Don't put nobody before the Mosai. I'm gonna read it just for the sake of edification for the brothers and sisters that's on the chat too, that's on the live. But this is one of the first things that you deal with when you come into the truth and you start being obedient. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law, excuse me, and the daughter-in-law against her mother. And a man's foes, meaning enemies, a man's enemies shall be they of his own household. So this is what it's gonna be. You're not special. You're not the. You're not any different from your brothers and sisters that came into the truth. You're gonna deal with this, and you got to get through it. And you got to use the spirit of the Most High to get through it. You got to use the words of the Most High to get through it. This understand and accept it. Worst case scenario, your parents hate you. Accept that and deal with it, bro. It says, "He that loveth father and mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me." So you got a decision to make. The big overall decision to make is you gonna get down with what your parents want you to do, or is you gonna do what the Most High God wants you to do? You gonna choose life, or you gonna choose death? You gonna choose Hamashiach, or you gonna choose the world? You gonna choose obedience, or you gonna choose disobedience? You gonna choose fearing the Most High or fearing men? You gonna choose faith, or you gonna choose fear?
So
But
like
if
it.
it's more detailed
Okay.
information that if you feel like we're not answering your question, it's probably because we don't have the understanding of your situation in detail. So if it's something particular that that you want brothers to touch on, you're gonna have to hit me up individually, or hit Aharon up individually, or Soldier Malachi. All of the brothers is more than capable of helping you through this, because all of the brothers went through this. I yield.
To conclude what I was saying earlier, like, bro, you definitely gotta gird up your loins and get on fire, bro, against any obstacles, bro, and abound in the truth and put the work in, bro. You gotta put your brick in, bro. You can't be a secret Israelite. You gotta you gotta give 100% to the Most High, man. No matter what the odds are, no matter what you're going up against, because it's a lot. This is just the battle that a man must fight. This is that's just one of the tribulations, bro. That's just one of the tests, bro. And I do encourage you to hit brothers up. I really do want to talk to you, bro, for real. Uh, my name Prince Malachi on Facebook, man. You should really tap in with brothers, or if you prefer to speak to the officer Mahar or the officer Haran, I encourage you to hit us up, and we can really get down through there. But to conclude, uh, I want you to go read the book of Sirach, chapter 2. The book of Sirach, chapter 2, read the whole chapter. Meditate on it. Don't even just read it. Meditate on it. And, you know, eat on that, man. That's going to build you up. Yeah, Sirach 2 is otherwise known as Ecclesiasticus. Not Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as the book of Sirach. Chapter 2, read the whole chapter, meditate on it. But it's a like it.
Yeah. So brother not in the truth. Not in the truth. No, let me not no. Brother not new to the truth. Salakia. I butchered that. The brother's not new to the truth. Cancel what I said just a second ago. That's not what I meant. Persecution is a part of it. Persecution come with it. That's what's supposed to make you stronger. Even Christ said it. You know. he wasn't accepted in his own town. He wasn't accepted in his own town, right? And that's fine. That's totally fine. Everything you're supposed to go through is supposed to be a glimpse of what Christ went through. And you know what you got to do? You got to bear that because that's your reasonable service. Everything I go through, I got to bear it and I got to take it on the chin. I'm gonna be honest. How many years you been in the truth? Let me ask that. How many years you been in the truth? Because I
How
know
old did
some of
you
this.
say he was?
He in his 20s. I'm
How long
gauging
he been
all of
keeping
this.
commandments?
Yeah. How long have you been keeping commandments? Is what I mean by the truth. I'm gauging all this to see how to talk to you. That's why I'm asking these things in particular because I truly do want to help. You know what I'm saying we all do, but you ain't gonna grow and you ain't gonna come out gold without going through some fire. Gold don't get put in the fire and be like, ow, let me get out. And then they stop doing what they doing. You know what gold do? Gold endure. And it comes out more shiny, more perfect than what was once before. You said, brother been in the truth 4 to 5 years. So you're not unfamiliar with none of this, bro. You actually been in the truth about the same amount of time as I've been through, bro. And this family persecution stuff, you know it. You probably been through it before. If you've been through it before, do exactly what you did to endure last time. This is nothing new. Examine yourself. It's probably a lack of faith or deal going on here. You need to gain faith. Where do you gain faith at? Reading the scriptures, reading the stories, reading what's going on, reading about how Joseph got thrown into jail and he did nothing wrong. Reading about how Daniel got thrown in the lion's den twice and he did nothing wrong. Reading about how they killed Christ and he did nothing wrong. You need to increase your faith, bro. That's what I'm gonna chalk it up to. The trial of your faith is getting put on basically your faith is getting put on trial. There we go. Your faith is getting put on trial and it's being tested via your family. You can either one give in to them or two endure it and come out gold. Do not come out a reprobate man. You've been in here long enough. You've been in here, like I said, about the same time as me. And I get it. I get it. You may be by yourself. I don't know. There may not be brothers there to encourage you as there are brothers around me. This is why brothers is saying, tap in, tap in. Satan been throwing stuff at me that I ain't never seen. I mean, stuff the persecution I've never even sought for. I ain't asked. And Satan throwing it. You know what I got to do? I got to deal with it because it's my reasonable service. It's my reasonable service. You spent most of your life in wickedness. So go ahead and endure this persecution for righteousness. This is the least you can do. It's the least we all can do. Most of us have been wicked and backstabbed the Most High and used His name in vain. We didn't did all kinds of abomination in the world. When we come into the truth, the least we can do is obey Him until the end. That's the
Nah.
least we can do. Go ahead.
Hey, this is a good learning moment for everybody that's in here, man. A good learning moment. If you tired of dealing with a certain issue, a certain spirit, a certain problem, a certain demon, grow. If you don't grow, you don't level up, you don't wax mighty in the spirit, you don't abound in wisdom, you don't gain knowledge, you don't gain understanding, you don't start taking the experience, you don't start getting wise counsel from brothers, you don't start soaking up game, you're gonna stay in the same spot and you're gonna keep getting into fights with the same spirits with the same demons, and this is gonna be on repeat. And you're gonna feel like you're not getting nowhere. You're gonna feel like you're not growing. You're gonna feel like nothing's changing. And when you really look at it, have you really been examining yourself and growing? Have you really sought it out? Have you really got into the scriptures and figured out what our forefathers said? Did you read any of the history, any of the prophecies? Did you talk to anybody who handled it? Bro, you gotta take fighting demons serious. You gotta take fighting spiritual battle. I'm into combat sports. I've been beat up plenty of times. But every time I got beat up, I got in the lab. I start working out more. I start working out hard. I start understanding why I lost that battle, why I lost that fight. He was using this move. He kept on hitting me with this move. This move he kept doing. Okay, I got a weakness here. How do I fix that? I get in the lab and I start growing. I figure out what needs to be fixed.
That's a beautiful process.
Go ahead.
Now I was just gonna say that's a beautiful process, bro. That's one of my favorite things ever, right there. What you just described.
You gotta fall in love with. See, bro, people too. This sounds cheesy, but this is real deal though. People, when they come into the truth, guess what their eyes be focused on? They be focused on the destination. They be focused on the kingdom. I want the kingdom now. Nigga, you silly if you think that it's just gonna be that sweet for you. You need to fall in love with the grind and the journey. You need to fall in love with waxing mightier and mightier and mightier, fighting demons, growing and understanding. Because the Most High God gonna test you. I thought that I was gonna be in the kingdom 4 years ago, before COVID. I thought it was over then. And that was real selfish of me to think that it was just going to happen as soon as I came into the truth. It's not about me. It's about our nation. It's about our people. Think about how many people that SOJ and all of the other camps just in Babylon have helped, restored in the spirit, was born again. If the end would have came there, all of these brothers and all these sisters wouldn't have got a chance to come into the truth. Bro, you got to lock in and get your spirit and your mind more focused on growing. If you constantly growing, you might actually be found worthy whenever you stand in front of Hamashiach. When you read, let's get a precept real quick. Let's get Luke. Let me run over here to Luke real quick, man. Shout out to Captain Jeremiah. He always keep this spirit on brother's spirit, or keep this scripture on brother's spirit. And today, I finally get to pull it out. All praises. The book of Luke, chapter 21, and I'm going to start at verse 34. It says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting. So you got to pay attention. When you take heed to yourself, it's like you examining yourself, paying attention to yourself through the spirit. This scripture is hot like that. You got to actually pay attention, take heed to yourself, examine yourself, get control over yourself, get in the right spirit. It says, lest your mind be overcharged with surfeiting. Your mind can start getting, the main thing that's going on through your mind, it could be anything. It could be drugs, it could be women, it could be devices, it could be social media platforms, it could be nasty sites, it could be sports. It could be bodybuilding. You could be overcharged with surfeiting in anything. It could be money, the love of money. It says, lest your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unaware. So you start spending too much of your spirit, too much of your mind, too much of your time, too much of everything on BS. It says, and if you're spending your time on that, bro, you're not growing. You're not waxing mighty. You're not becoming stronger. You're not growing to be more of a fit leader for your family. Your family, they know your bumper, but if they seen that you was an upright man and you really was on top of everything, you was handling your responsibilities. You know, you got your own house. your own car, you got a stable job, stable income, you're standing on your own 2 feet as a man, then guess what? They don't like that you believe the truth how you do. They don't like the doctrine that you believe, but they can't speak on you as a man. I'm handling business. 10 toes down. I'm still I'm sturdy on it. Your family rely on you. My family need help. They can call me. They might not like what I believe, but guess what? Over time, I won my family over. Over time, they got to respect me as a man. Over time, they got to respect the truth. Over time, they got to respect the laws. Over time, they got to deal with me respectfully because they see the kind of man I became. And all of the credit go to the Most High God for changing my spirit, changing my mentality up. Reading on, it says, "For as a snare shall it come unto them that dwell on the face of the whole earth." So if you getting overcharged with surfeitus, you're going to get trapped up in a snare. You're not progressing if you're in a trap and in a snare, bro. You constantly got to be leveling up, growing through the spirit, growing in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I can't say that enough. It says, it ain't no reason you're in the same spot. There's so much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding out here. It's so much experience out here. It's so many different fields that you can gain mastery over. Like I heard, next thing this dude teaching me about vitamins, nutrition, how to eat healthy, how that affects you in your body and your hormones and your emotions. That's a whole mighty. You damn near the camp physician on the cool. It's so much room to grow, bro. You cannot get stagnant. We talked about a stagnant river, bro. Ain't no life there. The Most High gonna come take your spirit if you don't sit down, buckle down, and really get back on track. Reading on verse 36. "Watch ye therefore and pray always." So this is a tool. So why I've even dropped this in the chat? All praise to the Most High. You gotta be praying, bro. That's one of the mightiest tools that you got. You gotta start praying more. It says, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all of these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." So you got to keep growing. You got to keep abounding. It said, what's that quote Malachi said to you the other day? It was hot. It says, little by little, a little becomes a lot. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. You don't have to make no 10-foot jump in the truth to prove that you're moving in the right spirit. No, bro, start chipping away at it. Add certain things that's beneficial to your spirit in small increments and add them to your daily routine. Daily routine. Every day I'm going to do this. And it's small. But guess what? Little by little, them things become a lot. Don't be the brother that say, okay, every day, every other day, I'm a fast. And you do that for a week, and then you never fast again because you didn't chip away at it little by little. You got to build that kind of spirit and that kind of might up. Be realistic, bro. But you want to constantly, to conclude what I'm saying, I want you to feel the spirit that I'm speaking in. I want it to jumpstart your spirit. That's why I'm speaking like this. That's why the Most High put it on my spirit to speak like this. In conclusion, that's an important thing. You need that jump start to get in the spirit. This is my one of my big things that I'm trying to harp on. You got to start growing and moving in the spirit and chipping away at it little by little. Some people throw that thing and drive and they get to 100 miles per hour quick, but then they lose a tire and they don't drive no more. Be the brother that gradually pick up speed, gradually pick up pace. That way, when Hamashiach do come, you can stand before him with boldness. And you found the things that you did is acceptable. But it ain't no easy way to do that. It ain't no shortcuts to do that. I yield.
So like it. Bro, I really want to talk to you, bro. I feel like you should hit one of
After
us
this,
up
we're
like
gonna wrap it
ASAP.
up. We're gonna wrap it up with him.
Yes, sir. Bro, you should hit us up ASAP, bro. You see how we harping on you, bro. We really care. So you should hit us up. But bro, you gotta ponder the path of your feet, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Because I don't know if you're gonna hit us up or not. So I'm gonna just say it now. I kinda wanna strike a little bit of fear into you, bro, because I don't think you really get it yet. Like, and no disrespect when I say that, but I'm just gonna put it in your remembrance. Like the Lord, he don't deal with brothers who have stepping and brothers who kind of too afraid to glorify his name in its fullness because of things like that. You scared what your family gonna say. It don't matter the reason. It just don't. So you gotta ponder the path of your feet, bro. You gotta think like if I keep doing what I'm doing, if I keep walking the way I'm walking, what is gonna be my destination? Where am I gonna end up at? I tell you for sure, bro. If you have stepping, bro, and you're not really just being all in for the Lord, and you're not having the faith that you need to have, it ain't gonna. You ain't gonna. I don't know where you think you're gonna end up, but it ain't gonna go how you think, bro. You got to put your best foot forward and love the Lord with all your heart, with all your might, with all your strength. None of that. None of that. I don't want to do this because, hey, bro. Everybody got excuses and reasons why they can't. Nah, bro. You can't do that when it comes to the Lord, though. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that when it comes to the Lord. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta think about what your destination gonna be if you keep doing what you're doing, bro. You gotta think about where you gonna end up. That's all I got, man. I ain't gonna do too much.
Kind. If you want to reach out to any of us, to reach me, uh, my Instagram is the Sons of Jacob page. So it's either the Sons of Jacob or Sons of Jacob Tulsa. I'm not able to type it into the chat right now. That's the Instagram if you want to reach me. If you want to reach Mahar, Mahar, tell him your info, and somebody may be able to type it in the chat. Mahar, you're
Yeah. I added somebody. You dropped your at. And I actually looked it up. I copied and pasted it. Is it Yashaya backup? Because I follow somebody on that. So if you check their Instagram, it might be me. But yeah, man, it won't let me type on her for some reason. So
okay.
yeah, but Mahar Rakah.
Malachi, say yours.
You can add me on Facebook. I know that's a little old fashioned, but I'm still on there. You can add me on Facebook at Prince Malachi. Dig what I'm saying? Facebook at Prince Malachi, or you can add me on Instagram at soldier_Malachi.
Right. So, um, uh, actually, what you just did was actually a good work. That's what these videos is for. It's for brothers to come on here sometimes and just hey, I'm going through some things, man. I need help. That's exactly what we're set up for. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you said you were humble, and that's hard to take every now and then because if everybody could tell it, everybody humble, right? But I think you actually putting it in the chat shows your humility a little bit, saying that you need help. That's the first step. Look, I need help, right? That was good. That's exactly what this video is for, to reach people who do need help, who do need to examine themselves, right? So we're going to, end that portion with you right there. If you got any more questions, we still here, right? But like we've been saying, examine yourself. Examine yourself. I was once there. I've been there. I've meditated. I've talked to the captain of the bar a couple of times. Hey, damn, it feel like I'm not growing. It feel like I can't learn no more. You know how I am. I like information. I want I want to be the guy that if you bring up a topic, I got something on it. That's what I want to be. Oh yeah, I know what that's going into. Oh yeah, I know what that's going into. I know what that's going into. I know what that's going into. And at one point, it just felt like I learned damn near everything. Somebody brings something up. That's going into that. Somebody else brings some up. Okay, yeah, that's going into that. And I felt myself being stagnant, but no, there's room to grow. I grew in Paul more. I grew in healing the body more, which coincides with the scriptures. I grew in a bunch of other areas that, I didn't necessarily see myself going to. I really didn't. But I had to buckle down, figure some stuff out. Okay, nah, I can grow here. I can grow here. I can grow. It's like this, like in the daily prayer, right? In the Lord's Prayer, give us this day our daily bread. If you're not getting your daily bread in, the stuff that feeds your spirit gonna eventually die out. You don't go a day without giving yourself bread. You don't go a day without giving yourself the food and the things that's necessary for you to continue living. You're gonna die. But we don't look at our spirit the same way. We don't give our spirit the daily bread that we need. Me and Mar every day call each other. We talk. Malachi is now getting incorporated into that, but I'm using Mahar because he kind of know a little bit more. If me and Mahar not talking, guess what? I'm most likely doing. I'm most likely watching a video. I'm probably watching a breakdown from either IUIC, WFI, Sakari, or Sons of Thunder. Watching a breakdown. Or if one of the captains posts something, I'm probably going through watching that. There's always a video out. And if I'm not watching any of those, I'm growing, I'm growing somewhere else. As in, okay, I done already got my daily bread in concerning the spiritual meal. Let me go look up some things about anxiety and how to stop anxiety. Let me go look up how to heal your body. Let me go look up diabetes and how to heal from diabetes. And I get to really digging and I watch videos on that. And I watch video. My heart told me something about his tooth the other day. All right, cool. I'm gonna look into it. I watch videos on it. I'm gonna send you what I got. Boom, send him a video. Boom, send him another video. A couple months later, if I find another video, boom, send him that. This is good. You should look into that. Trying to help and trying to provide. Be a service to your community. Be of service to somebody else. That's what's going to keep your spirit going. Being of service, being brotherly. Examine yourself. Are you really of service? How can you be of service to a camp? How can you be of service to the Most High? How can you be of service to your brother or to your sister? Are you of service? Or are you just, you just kind of the guy that's just, kind of chilling? And, we see you at feast days. What's up, brother? Yeah. No. You know what you're going to find? You're going to find yourself slowly kind of just drifting away. You don't know why? The body doesn't have anything in there that it doesn't need. I know Esau tell you don't need your damn tonsils. That's a damn lie. Your tonsils are part of your glymphatic system that helps drain the brain. You need your tonsils. Esau will tell you there's stuff in your body that you don't need. I'm here to tell you that's a lie. So how much more when it comes to the body of your house shop? You ain't bringing forth fruit. You're not of service. Oh, okay. Well, shit. We don't need you. You're not. You're not even a part of the body. You're probably a sickness, a cancer, a splinter. You're something that the body is trying to get out, and you're gonna find yourself drifting on out because you are not useful. You didn't have any use in the body. That's not how bodies work. Everything in the body has a use. The captains have a use. The officers have a use. The generals have a use. The soldiers have a use. The people supporting have a use. Examine yourself. Are you useful? Examine that. What you bringing to the table? Somebody want to speak on something? Go ahead.
Hey, examine your zeal and your passion. You feel me? Examine your love for this truth. Examine, do you really hate evil? Right? The book of it's either Psalms or Proverbs or probably both. But it say the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Do
Proverbs
you
eight
really hate
thirteen.
evil? Nah.
You want me to read it
The
for
fear
you?
of the Lord. Yes, sir.
All right,
Water.
I got you. Let me grab it real quick. Put some scriptures on these things as much as we can. Proverbs 8 and 13. It says, "The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate." You want me to read it again, King?
The fear of really, I just wanted to part
Is he breaking up
do
on
you
your end,
feel
Ira?
things though?
Yeah.
Say something now. You might be cutting out. Say
Damn.
something.
Yeah, hear me?
Yes.
Oh, praise it. So the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Do you really hate evil? Or do you kind of get down with it on the slide?
You're breaking up again. I'll take over for you. He's going into, do you actually hate evil? Do you find yourself, you know, enjoying sin? Do you find your, when you look at the world in the state that it's in, and when you go on social media, does it not bother you anymore that you see your people in a destroyed state? If it doesn't bother you, then you kind of find yourself not being, you're probably not zealous. I get bothered by it. I get irritated by it. Like, God damn, I hate being here. You want to find yourself not liking this place. If you find yourself liking this place and enjoying it a little too much, you need to examine yourself. It was one portion of time in my walk where I had to examine myself because I found myself enjoying. I actually put the truth above the most high on some bogus kind of time. I enjoyed the scriptures and I enjoyed the paperwork of it. I enjoyed the knowledge and the debating aspect of it more than the faith in the Lord. I enjoyed the concept of the truth more than actually being in the truth. I had to do that examination. Like, damn, do I really like love the Most High how I say I do? How I think I do? And I had to sit down and actually get through there. On paper, my works was clean. What was the Spirit talking about though? What was the Spirit talking about? The paperwork was there. This brother do this brother do this, he handling this, he doing this. How often did I incorporate the Most High in my mind when I was doing those things though? You got to examine yourself. That's how you grow. When persecution do arrive, just like brother was talking about, be glad that persecution is arriving. Be happy. That means the Lord ain't gave up on you. Be happy when you do get persecuted. Okay, cool. This is good. This is good. I'm still in this joint. And then deal with it and overcome it. This is nothing but another obstacle that I can overcome and become better on the back end. At SOJ, we typically get persecuted all at the same time. Make it a little bit easier. I call up Mahar. We end up talking to Captain or something, and it's like, damn, I don't take offense. I'm kind of glad to hear you going through some shit too. I thought I was getting cooked by myself. Don't take offense to it, but I thought I was getting fried by myself. God. All right. Well, yeah, all praises, man. Let's endure. We literally have conversations like that sometimes. You gotta be on one accord. You gotta be tapped in, man. You gotta know what's going on. You gotta be able to identify demons. You gotta be able to identify persecution. Identify what's persecution and identify what's a punishment. They are not the
Nah,
same.
oh,
Go ahead.
shit. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, this might change the whole trajectory. I think you was finna go into that. So if you wanna go into that, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's the difference between persecution and judgment. It's a difference between persecution and judgment. Do not conflate the two. If you know you wicked as hell, don't sit here and think, why is God persecuting me? Nigga, this ain't persecution. That's judgment. And if you want to ask why is God judging you, examine yourself. Look at your works. Look at what you're doing.
That's right. So hey, Salakia.
Go ahead, King.
Now I wanna say what I was gonna say. Um, you gotta examine yourself and it all go back to ponder the path of your feet, examine yourself, and like what you just said, you gotta look at what you're doing. And you gotta be able to identify demons. How do these two things go together? Right? Because I seen this video and it was hot. I don't know who this guy was, but he was spitting. So check it out, though. He said, demons have certain behaviors. That's basically the gist of what he was explaining, right? Demons have certain behaviors, and the way he went about proving it, he said, gay people, right? There's no institution, right? There's no college, there's no school where gay niggas go to learn how to be gay. Yet you see the same characteristics in all gay people. They all be moving like it's like damn near on one accord. It's because they walking in the same spirit. They got the same demon on them. The characteristics that they are displaying is because they have the same demon on them, right? You can know that a brother gay and how they act, right? Whether he in America, it don't matter because they got that same demon on them, and they gonna show forth those same characteristics, those same patterns of behavior. This is a way to identify demons, right? And I don't know who this person was, but it was, I ain't gonna lie, it's hit when he said that. I'm like, damn, you can really identify spirits, man. You gotta watch the pattern of behavior. You gotta observe your own pattern of behavior, right? Because you gotta
That's hot.
examine yourself. I seen that. I'm like, damn. Yeah, that
That's
was
hot.
it. That's hot. That is what I'm telling you. That is
That's
hot.
hot. Can I grab a precept? Man, I got a few precepts and a few points I want to make, but I told myself I was gonna grab this way earlier.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up after you.
Okay. The classics for examining yourself, precepts, man, we didn't even pull. So I'm gonna at least pull this one. Right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 20. It says, before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. So before the Most High God start pouring forth judgment, more and more, a big cup of judgment on earth, because we know we're approaching those times, you want to start examining yourself. And this is something that you got to hold yourself diligently. You got to hold this to yourself diligently. What do I mean by that? It's not a one time and done kind of thing. You do this all the time. This is just a way of life where you really examine yourself. Malachi hit the nail right on the head. And I've been saying this a lot lately, but it's true, so I'm going to say it again. First, you make your habits, then your habits start making you. You form your habits, then your habits form you. Because humans are creatures of habits. We do things out of habit. A lot of the times your brain is doing things on autopilot because it learned the behavior. And now it does that on autopilot. So what I'm saying is, you're going to have all of these different things that you do, all of these different habits and behaviors. You have to go through manually, not automatic. It doesn't do this automatically. You have to go through manually and really examine yourself. Diligent work This is why it's good to have brothers, because they help point out certain things in you that you might overlook sometimes. But you have to go through, examine yourself, see how you respond to situations, see if there's any common denominators. And if it's evil, you got to start plugging it out. You got to start working on it. You have to. And you have to do this. Because if you don't, you're going to get the judgment from the Most High. So it's better that you judge yourself. It's better that you examine yourself. And before the Most High come run your pockets, you already on top of stuff. And that's how you find mercy. That's how you find mercy. So examine yourself before judgment. And in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. I yield.
God, I think this is a good lesson, needed. Um, we're gonna try to pull precepts as best we can. Brothers is at work though. That's why you hear a lot of us quoting them from time to time. You know what I'm saying? But all praises, Lord willing, brother, you hit one of us up, and you know what I'm saying, we can tap you in. Cause we got a whole bunch of brothers that, you know what I'm saying, we can throw you in this one group chat. Brothers will keep you in the spirit all day. You hop on the phone, you at least got 2, 3, 4, 5 other brothers hopping on there with you. Brothers reading, talking, chopping it up, kicking doctrine. Right? It's called the meditation station. Um, Sisters, we got some stuff in the work. Trying to start a woman ministry, SOJ woman ministry. Um, look forward to that coming soon. You know what I'm saying? That way, we got in-house lessons going out to the sisters, teaching them, guiding them, so on and so forth, putting them on game on, how to conduct themselves as women, as daughters, mothers, wives, so on and so forth, giving them good wisdom on how to deal with emotions and just a world full of stuff, right? Look forward to that. If you are married, you're gonna have to get permission from your husband. That's off tops. If you are married and want to join, you must get permission from your husband. We are not above your husband. Um, your husband is above us when it comes to that. If you have a father in the truth, you must get permission from your father. We are not above your father when it comes to that, right? You must get permission from your father. But look forward to it. We got some things in the works. We already got a couple sisters in, and we working out the kinks, working out getting the schedule going, and working out getting more certain lessons in it. Um, I may post it to our Instagram. So if you don't follow our Instagram, go follow our Instagram. Like I said, it's Sons of Jacob or it's either Sons of Jacob Tulsa. You should be able to find us. It shouldn't be hard. Give us a follow. I'm going to try to follow you back. And I'm going to post it there whenever things are ready. But with that, I don't have anything else. Fellas, do you have anything?
Yeah, I got one thing on the Instagram. It's Sons of Jacob Tulsa /OKC.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Soldier Malachi, do you have anything?
No, sir.
All praises. So with that, we want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua, and say Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.